artist. Do you remember last time I showed you how to draw a polar bear? Well, I hope you saved that picture because today I'm going to give you some ideas on how you can finish your picture. And when you're done, I want you to send me a picture and put it on Artsonia and also put it on Seesaw. All right, let's get started. I'll show you. Okay, I've got a picture that I made last week here, and if depending what you have, you could use markers, you could use crayons or colored pencils to color this in. But keep in mind that, remember, this is a polar bear, and the polar bear itself will not need color. It's all the other things in the picture, maybe just little parts of the polar bear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a black crayon and or a gray crayon, some color that I have, and you can use, like I said, marker or colored pencil also. If you have something like oil pastels, that would be awesome. Now I will be showing you other ways, so you might want to watch this whole video before you decide which way you want to do to finish yours. I'm going to color, if I colored it in with my pencil last week, I'm going to color it in with my crayon as well. So that means I'm just going to leave a little part of the eye white, and the rest is going to get colored in. I can also do the texture lines that we drew last week, and I mustn't forget my ears. And the muzzle here. Outline, you need to go over all, if you're using this method, go over all of those pencil lines, the ones on the stomach. And if you missed a little bit, just go back and make that part of the line thicker. That's okay. I'm going to do the texture lines here. I think I will color the cheeks in pink. Sometimes I like to take, after I get the cheeks colored in, you could use a different color too, by the way. If you'd rather do red or something else, that's fine. It's cold outside, so polar bears, cold cheeks. I think I'll color the ears in it, this middle part of the ear in. I think I'll use gray for that. Sometimes I even use gray to outline my polar bear. It just depends on what I feel like doing and what I think will look nice. Now, my polar bear itself is done, but I've got all this empty space. Sometimes in art class we call this negative space. That's the space around a shape. And what we're going to do is color that in. Now, you can use really any color you want. And I'm going to use, I think, a nice blue, or I might actually mix a few different colors together. So I might start with blue. And I said I was going to mix some colors together, so I'm going to just do little places. When I'm coloring, my goal will be today to try to fill in everything around the polar bear with a nice color. Maybe I'll use this kind of turquoisey blue here and there. And remember, go slow if you need to if you're losing control of your crayon. When I mix colors, or when I use two colors right next to each other in the sky, a lot of times I will overlap them, which means I color a little bit on top of another color just to blend the two colors together. Let's do a little purple on this side. And maybe I'll use this red violet over here. Blend on top. Ooh, when those two colors went on top of each other, it made a nice purple color. Did you see? But remember, when you're coloring, it's a good idea to go back and check to make sure you fill in all spaces. As much as possible, try to color in the same direction. which just means since I was coloring side to side, I try to do that as much as possible all over my whole paper. So if you want, you could do this with marker or crayon, colored pencil. Colored pencil might take you a little longer to color. I think that looks really kind of neat with all the different colors blended together. Of course, you could just use one color as well. I'll show you another idea. If you would like to, you could also do, if you have scissors at your house, you could take your scissors, cut out your polar bear. Remember your scissors safety, of course. That means the blades of the scissors are pointed away from you. Your thumb is in the small hole, other fingers in the oval hole, which is larger. And then your other hands need to keep the blades away from your other hand, but it also can help you turn your paper. So take your time if you're cutting. You don't want to accidentally cut something off. Now that I have this cut out, I can get another piece of paper. I could take another piece of paper and just color it or add snowflakes onto it. If you have a piece of paper that's already colored, that might be very fun. I think what I'll do before I glue this on here, so I might add some snowflakes. We learned how to do that this year. So since the polar bear lives in polar regions where it snows and it's very cold, this might be kind of a nice, I'm leaving kind of the middle part empty because I have a feeling that's going to get covered up. Right, if I think I have enough, then, oh, that's very cute. All right, so I could do that. Now, if you don't have construction paper, let me give you a couple other ideas. Sometimes I've seen people use newspaper. I've also seen people use gift wrapping paper. This time of year, a lot of people are wrapping gifts, and you might have some left over from something like that, and you could glue that to that. So it doesn't have to be construction paper. It could be any other kind of paper, really, that you could glue your polar bear onto. Make sure you get your glue stick ready and add plenty of glue around the edges. Keep your fingers out of the glue. Just going to do one big X across there. Very cute. That looks very nice. I can't decide which one I like better at this. There's one other option. So this is your third choice. So if you don't have crayons, markers, or colored pencils or anything to color with, maybe you don't have scissors or glue. It's something that you can cut with. Here's another option. Another choice that you can have. So what I will do is I'll take my pencil, and if I only have pencil to draw with or ink pen to draw with, sometimes what I do to make this look like a more finished drawing is I will add designs in the background. So for example, I might start down here in this corner. I'm going to choose a diagonal line, and I'm going to just kind of draw some more diagonal lines. It's kind of nice and short on this side. Don't draw through the polar bear. You could do a different type of line. Maybe you would like to do curvy or zigzaggy. And maybe I'll crisscross my lines. So you can make a pattern in the background to kind of give a little more pizzazz. Maybe you would like to do something with snowflakes since you know about those. But you need to think about, if you're doing this method, to be consistent in the background with what you choose to do. So if you choose to do a crisscross pattern, then you might want to do that for the whole thing. Another thing you can do, just to add a little bit more interest, is you could shade in some of those things. So you could color in a pattern with your pencil. So I could do every other space. This could take me a while, so I'll show you what that looks like when I'm all done. All right, so you can see kind of some how that would look if I had the whole thing colored in a pattern, which is kind of neat. Also, one other thing you can do to make it stand out a little bit from the background is to thicken some of your lines. And I use sometimes the side of my pencil to get a thicker line. So if you don't want to do a pattern, you could also take and you could do a background behind your polar bear. Maybe you have the horizon line and up here is your sky. So maybe you would like to add some snowflakes in your sky. And you could do this with colored pencil or crayon too, if you'd rather do that. So the idea today is to finish off your picture, make it look like it is something that could be completed. Now, when you finish it, whichever way you decide to finish your polar bear today, I want to see a picture of it. First, take a picture and put it on Seesaw. And you do that, follow my directions. It's pretty simple. You've probably done it a lot of times by now. To add it to Artsonia, you will need to find the QR code. And if you're missing that, I can send it to you on this Seesaw activity. Remember, if you're having trouble doing that, just let me know and I'll try to help you through it. I am going to load another video to this activity on how to use Artsonia so that if you've forgotten how or have never done it, you will see how to do that. So I look forward to seeing your artwork. I hope you've had fun with me today. I can't wait to see what you've made. All right, see you next time, artists. Bye-bye.